Thank you very much for joining me today. We're going to be discussing development, real estate, architecture, and everything Miami. I'm excited today to be here with my good friend of 15, 16, 17 years, I lost count, Jay Parker, CEO of Douglas Elliman. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here on your busy schedule.
Thanks, Simon. I love that we can't keep track of how long we've known each other. I guess it means we enjoy being together and we keep looking good. So you don't look a day older than the day I met you.
Thank you. So let's start off with just talking about the state of the markets. Obviously, you've got your finger on the pulse to do with everything real estate, and especially in Florida. So how do you feel the market is in Miami right now?
I mean, as you know, Simon, this market has been through a massive transformation. I think we've become one of the most important markets in the world. There's always been the things that drew you here, the lifestyle, the weather, the cultural elements. But through tax reform, which people don't give as much credit as it deserves, we saw a transformation of the buyer profile. It wasn't just retirees and empty nesters and second home buyers. It was people that were really coming to Florida to live here, to build a family here, to call it home. And that transition started slowly, and then it was supercharged through the pandemic. The pandemic did a lot of things. We know about all the bad things, but let's focus on the good. It showed people that they could work from anywhere, and it created a corporate culture that allowed work from home. Florida became a natural destination, and the most mature of our cities being Miami became the initial focal point. Transitional moves were augmented by extraordinary culture, design, wellness, medical, education, and it just created a fertile ground for this inbound migration, which happened to be the wealthiest people in the country. So I'm bullish on Miami. I'm bullish on the state of Florida. I think that you reflect what this market is attracting. People that are visionaries, people that are intelligent, people that have wealth, people that want to deploy wealth to make more wealth. And we have a healthy economy. And I think people want to be where people are healthy and happy and appreciative of the environments they're in. So wonder why more people don't want to be here. And I think that people will continue to flock to this market for as long as we can continue to sustain them. As was recently reported in Bloomberg, I mean, the billionaires are pushing out the millionaires, but I think there's still a lot of room for a lot of people at all different types of wealth sectors throughout this incredible city.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much everyone that comes here right now is coming here with the notion that they want to make it their new home. Everyone's feeling that this is the right place to be at. It's got so much to offer. I don't think it's just the weather. I think it's just the lifestyle. There's a certain level of opulence here, but at the same time, you could be a $60, $70, $80,000 a year salaried employee, but your lifestyle is so much better here than being in some of the other major cities. It's just everything. I think maybe it's the sunshine, maybe it's the fact that you could go to the ocean, maybe you don't, but you could go. You don't have that almost anywhere else in this country or anywhere else really in the world.
Look, you mentioned an interesting point. I'm from Toronto, as you mentioned, and I'm very fond of that city. But we talk about the sunshine. It's a factor. When you...
It's scientific.
It's scientific,
yeah.
Right? We had a horrible Christmas season here, Simon.
Right,
you know it, I know it. All of our friends were complaining to us.
We thought it was cold, but I mean, to our friends everywhere else,
But it was cloudy.
Right.
And when you go through 30 days of lack of sunshine, you feel it, and people talk about the psychological and physical implications of being in, those cloudy states throughout those winter months. It's just something special about being here in Miami. And there's an energy. There's an environment of creativity, of opportunity. And I really believe it's because people are happy here. People are focused on what they can do to live a better life versus on focusing on things that may not be accretive towards their life. And I think that produces an environment of success.
Ask you, what are you working on right now? I mean, I know there's lots of things you're working on, but what are some of the more big name projects that you're working on today?
I think we have the most diversified portfolio of new developments that I've ever seen. We're working here in Edgewater, right outside of the Design District, which I think is the heart of Miami today, on the Addition residences, which will be an incredible project sitting on the bay. You know, similarly in Edgewater, we're working with Major Food Group, Terra, and 1000 Group on Villa Miami, which is exactly what it sounds like. These are vertical residences, you know, full and half floor residences. Our sales gallery just opened, and it's incredible how quickly this product is moving through the market. We're working on projects in Bay Harbor, multiple projects. We have the Well Miami with David Martin and Terra. If you want to tower over everybody else in Miami Beach, you could go live at 5 Park, which will be completed this year in 2024. The tallest structure on Miami Beach with walkability to its own 2-acre park, or right across what will become one of the most iconic bridges in the world into the south of Fifth Boardwalk, which gives you access to all the restaurants, whether it's Carbone or Joe Stone Crab. The Paragon on Miami Beach. I mean, the project's under construction now, a joint venture between Starwood and Mass Capital. I mean, bespoke living with a 5-star Michelin chef private dining facility incorporated into its structure. I mean, I can't think of a more exciting diversification of offerings in any market in the world than what we have today in Miami.
Let's talk about some key trends. What are consumers asking for today? I mean, I'm noticing a lot of branded projects, brands like car brands and luxury clothing brands, but are there any key items that come to mind?
So brands have been a forte for Douglas Elliman Development Marketing, and we're proud to have worked with so many. Collaborating with the brands is an art. They're very protective of their brands. As extraordinary as the risk and the investment that these developers take in each project, none compare to the investment that these brands have made in themselves. So working with a brand requires an art, and we're honored to have their trust and the ability to collaborate with them in building some of the most spectacular branded products in the market.
So life is good, Miami's great. What keeps you up at night?
I mean, look, the things that matter most to me, my family, health, that's obviously number one. But in the context of what I do for a living, it's making sure that all the people that look to me get answers that they can rely upon, that we service them the best we possibly can. I worry about things that we can't control, like interest rates and hurricanes. But at the end of the day, it's really making sure that our clients are serviced. And to me, the client is the agent and the developer.
Well, look, I think you're one of the biggest promoters of Miami and the lifestyle here. You've been a great confidant. You've been a great friend. Like we said, you were my lawyer first, back in the day.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got a lot going, but I think the most important thing about our friendship for me is that you're always available, which isn't always the case when people become extremely successful executives. You're always available, like you said, the same way you worry about your agents, I think you're the same with your friends. If somebody texted you, you always reply. You always get back to us. And I think that's a really important thing in today's super busy schedule. People have to still be able to get back to each other and be loyal to one another. So I thank you for your friendship. And I thank you for being here today and always supporting us and the condo store. You're a good man.
Simon, you know I love you, and I appreciate the opportunity to be included in this roster of superstars.